Hello, and thank you for taking the time to learn more about MindTap, the online solution for career and technical education courses for MindTap for soft skills for a digital workplace. Right now, we are in the MindTap interface. On the left-hand side is the learning path, which is organized by the structure of the ebook. This MindTap is a little different in that it actually includes 5 parts, and each part is a separate textbook and illustrated course guides for soft skills for a digital workplace. This MindTap includes soft skills for professionalism, for teamwork and team building, problem solving and decision making, as well as verbal and written communication skills. Within this course, students will be working on every single spread of the ebook. They'll be getting hands-on using data files that are mostly used in Microsoft Office applications like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, or Access, and could also be used similarly on a Google application if needed. All of the data files that students will use for hands-on activities are always found at the top of the course. You'll find them under each textbook, so if you are working in the professionalism units, they'll be organized here by unit, and students would easily be able to download these and work on them in class. So you'll see that many of these activities will offer a scenario that would also be in the ebook or the print book, and then students will work in that document and be able to upload it for a grade. Those are the data files, but let's take a look at what you'll find inside each textbook. We'll use professionalism as an example. Now, in professionalism, when I open this up, it'll begin with videos and animations. There are videos or animations that you can use in class to help students visualize concepts. It'll open to a link which will take you to a website that includes all of the videos as well as closed captioning and the transcripts for those videos. So in professionalism, you'll see things like managing your image, dressing appropriately, how to interact with others in the workplace, how to improve your speech, clean up your online persona, and many, many more. These video libraries exist for each textbook and can be used at any time. Then you'll see that there will be the unit readings and a unit quiz. So when students are in the reading, that's when they'll actually be using a lot of the data files and getting hands-on. So let's open up the ebook for Unit A, Presenting Yourself Professionally. Now this will open up the MindTap e-reader, which is much more interactive than a flat ebook. The first time that students open a particular unit or a chapter, you would see that they have a hyperlinked table of contents, which allows you to get to activities very, very quickly. Let's take a look at the chapter introduction. Now within this ebook, any of the figures, images, or graphs that would be in your print text will also be available in the ebook reading. And any key terms would also be automatically hyperlinked with the definition. These key terms also all exist as flashcards in the app dock on the right-hand side. These flashcards can be studied online. They can also be studied from a smartphone offline. Students can use these flashcards to study. They can create their own flashcards, and they can also print the deck if they would like to have a printed deck. Now, when students are in here reading, they can also have the text read aloud to them by clicking the little read speaker tool. They can increase the font size, they can bookmark pages, and they can even print pages out. They can also annotate as they're reading. If I highlight the text, I can annotate in one of 4 colors. I can also add notes, have that text read aloud, or add my own flashcards. As a teacher, you have a 5th color, which is orange. This is a shared highlight. So if there was something that's really important I want to make sure that students focus on, I could highlight this in orange, and then when my students come through and read this portion of the ebook, it will be pre-highlighted for them. Likewise, I can add a note, and if I want to share this with my students, I can click the share button and save. Now that note has turned orange and it will live in the margin so that students can read it when they come through the ebook. The other thing that teachers can do is that teachers will have this pencil tool. Students don't see this, but when you select the pencil tool, it will automatically add plus signs at all of the A and B heads. And if you want to add something, like any kind of file, PowerPoint file, data file, flyer, anything from your computer, you can pull those in from your Google Drive or your Microsoft OneDrive. You can add RSS feeds with listings of current news articles. You can add web link activities or even YouTube videos into the ebook itself. Let's take a look at adding a YouTube video. If I do that, I don't leave MindTap. I can search my video here. I can search for my video, and then I can find the video that I want, click continue. I can preview the video here, and then I can add any text before or after to add more direction for my students and click continue. Once I've done that, that video has now been added into the ebook itself so that students can watch it as they come through and read. Now, I'm going to hop out of the ebook, and let's take a look at what students do after they're done reading. Now, within that reading, students will have activities that they're working on almost every spread of the textbook. So in this particular one, we'll see there are some quick tips. There's some information on career success in your professional image. But then there's always You Try It activities. Now, these You Try It activities are where students would access their data files and they would open up the appropriate .doc Word doc, and then they would be able to answer how they would interact within a business situation. You'll see these on almost every other page within the ebook, so students are constantly getting hands-on. Now, once they're done reading all of these different skills, you'll also see technology at work in every single unit. This allows students to go to different websites and try technology tools like creating a Google profile or managing their own online profiles. So again, this would have step-by-step instructions on how they would work with technology, as well as a You Try It activity that may or may not include a data file. After those technology at work online profiles, students have a whole plethora of practice that they would complete at the end of each unit. Once we go here, you'll see that there will be a quick review that students can complete that help them learn and practice key terms. This would also help them practice for their unit quiz. Critical thinking questions, as well as independent challenges. Now these would be kind of longer problems where students will be using data files. They will be put into real business situations. In this one, you're working at a bakery called Kaufman Bakery. You learn a little bit about the business, what your duties are, and they need to help and actually write their own business casual dress code for their salespeople and other employees. They'll have examples and then again step-by-step instructions using a Word file, Excel, Access, or PowerPoint file, and then they would submit that to the instructor. You'll have 2 independent challenges per unit, as well as a real-life independent challenge. In this one, students are helping prepare for their own career search. So rather than an example scenario, this would be a scenario that relates directly to their career pathway. Students will also always have a team challenge. This would be an assignment that could be completed as a group, as well as a Be the Critic. So in this one, they're actually going to look at something that's already been completed. In this example, a small business called Gateway Events. They actually do a training for their employees on how to develop a professional image. So students will actually look at their example and then put a critical eye to that, right? So you would send a list of details about what's appropriate and what's not to their teacher. So you've got lots of hands-on activities as well as videos for every single unit. Each unit ends with an auto-graded quiz. Now, teachers can change these quizzes, how they're delivered, what questions are included, what the point value is, but they're pulling from the test bank, so there will be true and false. There will be multiple choice as well. And now, because I have a setting on that allows for check my work, teachers could always turn this off, of course. I can try to answer this question and get immediate feedback before I've even submitted. It's telling me that that's incorrect. And then I would be able to try again. If teachers don't want students to be able to check their work, you can always edit any of these things. Within the learning path, if teachers turn that edit toggle on, It allowed you to hide anything from students or edit them. So if I want to edit this quiz, I can click edit. I can change a description. I can also add available and due dates. So I can make this available down to the minute and assign when it's due for all of my students from here. I can also edit activity options and change those delivery settings for my student, depending on how many attempts I want students to have, what the point value is, as well as the feedback that students are seeing. So if I don't want them to receive any feedback, I could uncheck this. Maybe I only want them to be able to click check my work once or not at all, and how many times they can actually take that test. I would just click save as a new set, done, and then I've changed the settings for that quiz. Now, this was a quick tour on what you would find in MindTap for soft skills. Remember, there are 5 whole books in here, so a lot of content for students to use, whether this is in a soft skills or career readiness course, or if this is an activity place that you want students to be able to get in throughout their career pathway to access over multiple years. If you have any questions about MindTap for soft skills or any other products, you can always contact us at ngl.cengage.com/CTE. Thank you so much.